What is up, Critics? Welcome back to the series where I customize and review past DLC and OG vehicles that I never got the chance to because I didn't start making car customization videos till about late 2015. Again, guys, let me know in the comments what car from late 2015 and older you guys want me to customize next, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Invetero Coquette, the regular one. And this is a car that I would never sell for obvious reasons. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you'll probably know why. But anyways, this car is an OG vehicle that's been in the game since day one. You can find this car on the Legendary Motorsport website where you can buy it for only $138,000, which I think is an amazing deal for a car like this, especially in the current GTA economy, which is all over the place. It seems like every new car they add is over $1 million these days. Now, the Coquette name was first introduced in GTA 4, and that model was primarily based on the Corvette C5, which is just a really good looking car. I really hope we get this version in GTA 5 one day, especially if they give it to us with the proper pop-up headlights. I think that would be a really cool addition. Now, over the years, through different DLCs, we've gotten more Coquette variants. In 2014, with the Flight School update, we received the Coquette Classic, which is mainly based on the Corvette C2. Then in 2015, we received the Coquette Blackfin, which is mainly based on the Corvette C1. And then 5 years later, in 2020, we received the Coquette D10, which is mainly based on the Corvette C8. So, 4 generations of Corvettes so far. I think that's pretty incredible. So we're just missing the other 4, which is C3 through C6 generations, but honestly I'm surprised we even have those 4 different variants of the Coquette in GTA currently. Now, in terms of performance, the regular Coquette is in the sports class and honestly isn't too great in comparison to most of the sports cars. Even back in 2013, the LGR H8, the Feltzer, and the 9F were just a lot quicker around most tracks, but either way, it's still not a slow car per se. It's just not crazy fast either, like what we're used to from the newer cars. But anyways, the Coquette is quite obviously primarily based on the Corvette C7 Stingray, the last front engine Corvette generation. Now, the one in GTA, I think they did a phenomenal job with in terms of the exterior styling. Now, in terms of the interior styling and the engine model they chose, it's a bit yikes, but we'll get into that later in the video as to why. I feel like they could have done a bit better, but I guess 2013, it was a bit lazy back then. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the OG Coquette.
She need then.
Alright, regular Coquette. Alright, so we got armor, brakes, bumpers. Alright, so you got a custom front splitter. Pretty nice looking, kind of like an extended one there, primary color. Then you got painted front splitter, which is definitely more aggressive front splitter. It also makes the vents on either side a bit larger, as you can see there. And it gives it nice winglets to the front splitter as well. Very nice. And you got the carbon version of that, which adds a tow hook, and then it adds the little reinforcement brackets there, which personally, that's something I really dislike. Those reinforcement brackets, obviously, they're there for structure and rigidity, so that the front splitter doesn't, break off at high speed. But I personally don't really like them too much. And then we have this one, which is extreme aero front bumper, which I guess looks kind of like a race car. I don't even know, just looks weird. So I guess we're gonna do the painted front splitter because I can't do carbon because it forces me to have those little brackets. So painted front splitter it is. Rear bumper. So you have a nice diffuser, looks pretty good, in secondary color. You have carbon version of that. It looks really nice, but it won't match our front splitter in carbon, which is a bit annoying. Then we have the custom rear bumper, which adds these vents on the sides. Looks really good. And then, it also had the tow hook as well. And then the last one is the carbon diffuser with the tow hook and the vents. Pretty nice looking, but I kind of want it all to be the same kind of secondary color. So I guess we'll do the painted rear bumper. Engine, exhaust. Alright, let me rev it up a bit to get rid of the smoke. So So you got oval exhaust, doesn't really look too great. You got chrome tip. Then you got the big bore, which I think is probably the closest you can get to the C7 with the tips that kind of like flask outwards. Then you have the titanium exhaust, so we're definitely going to do the big bore. Fenders, you have the side panel, carbon, definitely. You know, that kind of black contrast or carbon really makes it, the side of it look a bit better. This one, the stock I've always found to be kind of weird. It looks kind of like 3 vents. This one makes it look more like 2 vents, makes it look a little bit cleaner with the separation as well. Hood options, I've never been a fan of this kind of like Ram Air style stock hood. I've always felt it looks weird on a Corvette, but we got vented, see right there, really nice looking. Then you got vented with the line, which is almost identical to the, well, these are right here pretty much identical to the real Corvette, even though the vent is humongous on this one. The one in real life is really small, but I mean, you get the idea. It's exaggerated a bit, but you know, the idea is there. And then the line through the middle would be more like the Z06 hood, which has the line through the middle of the vents. And you have carbon stock, carbon version of the other one, and then carbon with the line through the middle. So we're gonna do the carbon with the line through the middle, kind of like the Z06. That's my main build here, is the Z06 style. Lights, throw some xenons. Plate, I already have my Z06 plate on it. Again, I already acknowledged, you know, it's not really Z06. This car came out in 2013. The Z06 wasn't even unveiled until 2015, so it's impossible for this to be based on the Z06. But with the customization options Rockstar gave us, you can make it look pretty close to the Z06, which, you know, I think that's pretty cool. So we're gonna do a black background on it. I mean, you can also make it look like a ZR1 as well with the giant rear spoiler. So kind of cool that Rockstar, you know, they put in all these options and they're kind of similar, so happen to be to the real options on the real car. So I'm gonna go with an ice white on this for no apparent reason at all, no correlation, nope, no reason at all. For those of you who follow my Instagram, you'll know why. But secondary color, I guess we'll do the black. I think I want to do, you know what, we can make this look a bit better, because the real Corvette, it doesn't use like a full-on normal gloss black. It uses a metallic gloss black, and it has kind of like a silver pearl in it. So you know what we'll do, let's go to metallic, ice white, then we'll do a silver pearl, and then our secondary will do the black. That's primary. Secondary, we already have the black there, and when the sun hits it, and you can see that kind of pearl come out there like the real car. So that's perfect. Alright, crumbling will go on the hood, really tiny. Very strange placement. Moving along here, we have roll cage. So if you want to put a roll cage in it, you can do that. Personally, I think it's a bit too much for this car, but you know, everyone has their preferences. Roof, so you have the stock roof, which is secondary color, and then you can remove the roof just like the real car, which I think is amazing. That is a very, very good detail Rockstar did. You can see the sun visors there as well. Lots of great detail. Very, very cool the way this looks. Then lastly, you have carbon roof, which is my personal favorite. I love the carbon roof option on this car. It looks really, really good. A lot better in the black. Unfortunately, there's no primary roof option. So if you want to do the primary color like white roof, for example, you can't do that. You're forced to have either secondary or custom. Obviously, you can, you know, choose your secondary color to be white, then you can get it with the stock roof. But if you have the same issue as me with the front splitter situation, then you really can't do that. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So carbon roof, side skirts, you have secondary, and then you have carbon. Really nice looking, so we'll do the secondary. Rear spoiler upgrade, so you have mid-level, well, high-level spoiler. Mid-level is okay. Usually they go in order of like bigger wings, but you have mid-level spoiler, okay. Then you got tuner wing, okay. You got drift wing. Then you have GT wing, which I think this is probably the closest you can get to the aggressive Corvette ZR1 wing. This one looks kind of similar too, but the Z06 has a ducktail spoiler, and unfortunately this car, it already has like the ducktail built into the body. You can see it there. It's kind of weird the way they did it, and I like a black or carbon contrast back here, So the closest I could find to that is the mid-level Sporter, which is what I've had on my build for a while. So that's the one I usually put there. Not really accurate, but I think it looks a bit better than just nothing on the back. So we'll do that. Suspension, I'm gonna go ahead and lower it all the way, definitely. Transmission, turbo. Alright, wheels. So in the track category, they did add wheels that look kind of similar to the real car, kind of like the C6, ZR1, and Z06 style wheels. Very similar. Now, unfortunately, I don't know why Rockstar always seems to mess something up with wheels, but you can see it has a little bolts around the wheel, and it has a forced chrome lip. I mean, it's just an eyesore. As a matter of fact, I'll apply it just so you guys can see. We'll do the black. I mean, it just doesn't look right. It's just those bolts and the chrome lip just ruin it completely. It's really unfortunate. I wish they would have had, you know, a clean version of this and this weird one, but unfortunately they don't. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to the second closest wheel. You know, let me go here to where is it? These are pretty close to the modern mesh, but unfortunately they're more similar to like the Mustang SVT or the RTR wheels, and I really can't unsee that. And I feel like I have Mustang wheels on my Corvette, so the closest to me is gonna be the OG Cheetah wheels, the Cheetah RRs in black. I think this is the closest we can get. When we paint them black, it does look pretty good. See right there. I mean, it looks really good. You can't go wrong with that. Alright, now windows, do the tints. Now unfortunately, for some reason, I don't know why Rockstar forces the interior of this car to be tan, that kind of like tan, light brown ish interior. I don't understand that. I really wish they would update it so that we can have a trim color or accent color to make this red or whatever we want, or black. That'll look a lot better. But for now, we can just black out the tints so you can't see it that much. That's the best we can do. So that's the full build. They're not bad. All right, let's take it for a drive. I love the way this car sounds. One of the few cars in GTA that sounds very accurate to its real life counterpart. Seems like that's where Rockstar really lacks sometimes, is in their engine notes. But this one they did a really good job. So let's rev it up here a bit. Sounds so good. I mean, almost identical to the real Corvette. Kind of amazing that they actually put the thought and time into it. First person. Here, there, sounds so good. And the interior, it's like the interior from like an SUV or something. I don't know. It's just weird looking. And you got the weird speakers back there. But all right, let's floor it. Quite a bit of wheel spin. This car drives so nice too. And it's not slow. It's actually pretty quick for what it is. So we're moving here. This car actually has a higher top speed than the Banshee, believe it or not. The regular Banshee, not the 900R obviously, but the regular Banshee, this thing does have a higher top speed. The Banshee has better acceleration, but this one does have the better top speed, which is kind of cool. Take some corners here. It's a really nice driving car. It's very easy to drive, very simple, very forgiving. Sounds great. You can mid-drive it too, have some fun with it. It's not bad. Nice little run here. First person. We're flying right now. It moves. I mean, it's not slow by any means. It's still a quick car. You know, if you're comparing it to all the newer stuff in the game, obviously, you know, it might feel slow or look slow on paper, you know, in top speed and lap time, but when you actually drive it, when you fully maxed out, it's still pretty quick. Alright, let's see if everything opens here. Vehicle doors. Let's do all. There we go. Unfortunately, the rear hatch does not open, which I feel is a bit of a letdown. But everything else opens. Not bad. Got like the sports style seats there. It says Coquette on the floor mats. I didn't know that. And on the door sill as well. Not too bad. I mean, still a really bad interior model, but with a color you can't change. But, you know, it's kind of cool. Oh, and the mat on the passenger side is just facing the wrong way. They just... Okay. They just kind of copied and pasted them. They could have at least fixed that. Made the Coquette face the passenger, not the driver. on this side. Kind of weird. Door still's correct, but not the floor mat. Now, the biggest issue with this car, oh, it's a bit of a yikes. They gave it the engine model of a 4-cylinder. I don't know why. It looks like an SR20, I think, kinda. Yeah, I don't know what Rockstar was thinking there. The exhaust note's perfect, but then the engine model itself, I don't know why they didn't give it, you know, any random V8 engine model I would have been happy with, but a straight 4, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So when you go to a car meet, you know, just keep all the doors closed, you know. The hood, all the doors, put dark tints if you don't like the interior color with your build, and boom. From this angle, you know, it looks perfect. It's not bad. Oh, and something really cool I like about this car as well is the DRLs, daytime running lights. Boom, you can see they always work there when you turn on the car. Very cool. You don't even have to turn on the headlights, which kind of like the real car. When you turn it on, put it in drive during the day, you have the little running lights there. When you get out of the car, they turn off. Boom. Very cool. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the customization and the review of the regular Coquette. I absolutely love this car. I love maybe like a Benny's wide body C7R kind of version of the future. I think that would be really cool. Or if they bring back the C5 from GTA 4, that'd be amazing as well. But kind of amazing how we have 4 generations of Corvette and GTA. I mean, I think that's still pretty cool in and of itself. I mean, Rockstar didn't have to do that. And we have the D10 as well, the newer C8, which I think is really cool. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Remember to let me know down below in the comments what car you guys want to see me customize next from late 2015 and older. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.